What is up, what is up, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another war video. Yeah, mistakes already. Big mistakes taking this node. But I had a feeling that none of my alliance members were going to take this fight just due to the fact that it was Kindred. So having Counter Fairy in the team, I thought, you know what, why not, right? But mistakes are always made, you know? We're not perfect, especially with this opening. Smacked already. First hit, I'm already smacked. So previous time I took this node, this is tile 2, buff safety. So last time I took this node, I don't remember who the defender was, but Count Nefaria was definitely immune to a buff. So I was gaining, what's it called, force charges. I was gaining force charges through the fight on the previous war. This war, I thought I was gonna get force charges from the degen, but it's because I'm not immune to it. I'm taking 95% less degen damage when I'm in my Ionic overcharge mode. So yeah, mistakes were made. I don't get any charges this whole fight, which is a bit brutal. So I'm basically fighting in seven more Kindred, if I'm not mistaken. 7 more. With no extra buffs. No, just straight up normal fight. Count Nefaria versus Kindred, and he is chunky. I tell you, this whole video would have been less than 10 minutes if it wasn't for this fight, for this node specifically. But it's all good. Such is life. Like I said, I don't think any of my alliance members were going to take this fight. I think it was just going to be a node that was going to be unexplored. Now we do try push through it. When I say try, you can clearly see we're trying. And I can only imagine if I did have any charges, force charges, this would have been a breeze of a fight. But we basically 2 minutes into the fight and we struggling to put in some damage. His health is still full. It's not looking good for us right now. You can just see that friend Outbreak has just procced on me. But the degen is not really doing much. I'm still taking 95% less damage from it. So Count Nefaria for the win, you know what I mean? If you have a Count Nefaria, take him up. He was one of the first Titans that I received, and I've been using him. He doesn't leave my team. He never leaves the team because he can take so many fights, and specifically all of the defenders that are actually really hard to fight in the game. Kindreds, serpents. Oh, he eats certain serpents up, as you could probably see from my previous video where the serpent was on tile 3, the regen node. We are fighting that node today a little bit later on as well, but that is the last fight of the video if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're at least making a dent in here, but this is, I think this is at the point of recording this, I was at the point where I was thinking, this is it. I'm stuck in this fight for a hot minute. And I don't think it's gonna take me a very long time to get through it. But Mama didn't raise no quitter. Mama didn't raise no bitch. So you can at least see we've got quite a lot of Ionic charges on ourselves. We're maintaining that, and we're trying to maintain hitting him with our Furies up. Like as you can see, we don't have Furies now. We're gonna set up for a nice little SP2 soon. Get our Furies, and then we gotta get a chain going and hit him as hard as we possibly can with those Furies. At least none of his regen is actually doing anything. It's actually in fact helping me in this fight. Count Nefaria is actually like such a utility tool. Like it's a Swiss Army knife, but like a samurai's Swiss Army knife with actual katana knives and like he does so much work. As you'll see, like we take so many different nodes. So for instance, this fight we're struggling with degen. The next fight we're gonna be struggling with shock and incinerate, and in the last fight we're just gonna be dealing with regen and power. So yeah, I mean look at that, there's 3 completely different fights and he takes them all. Ooh, getting smacked in the face there, but it's not the first time. Not the first time. Okay, now we got the Furies up. We want him to throw his SP2. Yep. And now we want to go in. every single last hit, get that power sting on him, Ant-Man. Now he can throw his special. Yep, thank you, kind sir. Set up for another one. So, this is gonna be a theme for this fight. We keep timing out. At least we're not dying, but we're losing 50% of our health, basically, every single time we time out. So I think it's a little bit unfair, especially in war, because war items cost so much, and now you time out and you lose 50% of your health. I don't think that's fair on us. Especially when you're fighting a 7 mil, 8 mil guy, you know what I mean? But yet, we go again. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got, this node does have power snack on it as well. So for every buff that I get, it gets nullified and then he gets power for it. But Count Nefaria, when the opponent gets power, he mitigates their power as well as steals a little bit. Same with the regen. So he deals with regen, power, degeneration, shock, incinerate. It's like, how many more abilities does a champ need? You know what I mean? He's definitely one of my favorite characters in the game right now. Besides Onslaught, I think he's actually my favorite because I play him the most. I'm a big fan of parrying as well, so every time I get a chance to parry, and it actually, with his ability to evade as well as go back in after that, it makes parrying like a whole new mechanic, you know what I mean? Instead of just parrying and standing there, now I can parry an attack, or I can parry, well, I say I parry an attack, and then I get smacked in the face. It's fine, it's fine, we got our Furies up, we're doing a lot more damage than the previous round. We're 2 minutes in and I've done like at least 25%, is, I forget how much we started the match on. But we're just trying to get our ionic charges up. I like that 500 range because then at least gives me some time to play with the SP2 and the Furies before my ionic charge falls off. Because they do fall off at 100 at a time, so 5 at least, that gives me 2 or 3 rounds before I have to start building it up again. And then by that time, the amount of, I forget what it's called on him, energy build-up? Yeah, I think it's the energy build-up node. Yeah, we want those to accumulate as much as possible. And as we dex in and we nullify and he's getting more power, it's like a back and forth. You know what I mean? And I love that. I love that about Count Nefaria. Kindred, you know, he's not the best defender. His SP2 and SP1 is very easy to dex. It's just that outbreak. That outbreak's a problem because even on Count Nefaria, if you note, if I stay close to him when that outbreak's on, like 5 of those things, it starts ticking real hard on him, and I'm supposed to be taking 95% reduced potency. So just goes to show how strong Kindred can actually be. I love that parry, man. Gotta love that parry evade. You see, now I'm back to that 500 range. I think ASP2 is in order now. We gotta do some damage, especially with the 1 minute 30 seconds coming up. That's not good. That means we're timing out yet again. But we already know this. We've been fighting without force charges this whole fight, so yeah, majority of this whole video is me babbling about this mistake that I made. But I mean, it's not really a mistake if no one else was going to take him and he was just going to be a node, unexplored node, you know. I'd rather just explore it because there's not many guys that will just walk through most of the defenders on the field. In this fight, this war, we actually take 4 fights. I'm showing you all 3 of the fights. The 4th fight I was absolutely not prepared for, but I wanted to free an alliance mate out for what's that event? The 2025 Accolades event, I think. I forget the actual name of it, but it's like an alliance war event where everyone has to move and get to the end node. So I was actually saving a fellow Alliance member from fighting the Jessica Jones Next time you'll see the map, you'll see that Jessica Jones, but whew, she gave me an ass whooping. I tell you, that was not a fun fight to be through. And you see how the screen froze there a little bit. That's literally how the fight goes. That's how my phone freezes most of the time. My phone starts getting a little bit too hot. I literally have to go to the fridge, get an ice pack, put it under the phone, and then play with an ice pack on my phone. Because the heat is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. My phone will actually just switch off eventually. So yeah, it's not really fun playing on a potato, but I mean, okay, we get to play, and I'm not as good as I should be on the PC because I don't really play controller that often. I do play keyboard more often, but I've been learning with the controller, and it's a lot more fun. I feel like a kid again playing games on a console. You know what I mean? But yeah, soon I want to start playing on the PC as well. I guess I'll only be able to do that once my PC can actually run the game and record at the same time, because currently if I do play on the PC, I can't screen record. It lags out, it gives me issues. Something goes wrong. If it's not the audio, it's the video, it's something in the background crackling. So yeah, I've just resorted to a point where I can just record and then talk over the videos for now until I can sort it out, until I can raise enough funds for a few more PC parts, or at least a new PC too, because my PCs are all out of date. Now I will say this fight is going a little bit slower than expected. We are 2 minutes almost, well, a minute 13, and the damage is not flying, but at least now we got those Furies up. Yeah, but yeah, you see, note the tick. My health goes down so fast when I was close to him with that outbreak. So yeah, it can be dead. I can only imagine if I didn't have my ionic charge on, I'd probably be dead. This fight would be a very unbearable fight. No, but I won't lie, I did have fun hitting against this undead centipede lover. It's not a human centipede, he's an undead centipede lover, so yeah, it was fun putting him down. Especially when you're watching so many YouTubers and they all dread fighting him. Take your count, just take your count, man. You'll be alright, you'll survive. The regen's ridiculous on this guy. You can see like what we've lost half of our health twice already, and I'm at a full bar again. Easy peasy. I think it's probably one of the best utility players camps in the game. For the regen, power mitigation, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. You know, you're gonna see that in the serpent fight next. And then you'll probably see the the regen mitigation on the third fight as well. And that's a fun character because I haven't fought that character ever before. So it was actually fun learning him, because I've always just seen animations on videos on YouTube, obviously. So at least we're pushing very close to the end now. Forgive me for this torture you have to watch, but it was part of the run. Let's get those Furies up. That outbreak is dangerous. Yeah, look there. Check out stuff. When you see 4 of them, 5 of them, you need to start worrying about your champ. But we take him down. 0 deaths. Just timeouts. 0 deaths. I only receive my first death after this video ends. And that was entirely because I took the... You see that Jessica Jones? I was talking smack about her. I told her, oh yeah, no, I'm coming for that ass. She showed me flames. And I didn't get any footage of it because obviously I didn't have the right champs for that node. So that node was way more unbearable than Kindred. Okay, now this is one of my favorite nodes. Node 10, tile 10. You can see we got hazard shift, incinerate and shock. We take 95% less damage on that. Yet, when we get that on ourselves, we get um, force charges. See, this fight is gonna go so much better. So glad already. With Serpents is just literally stay away from him. Stay away from the specials, obviously. Build as much ionic charge as possible because that power gain is really relentless, I won't lie. It doesn't stop, so that's all I'm doing for now. We're gonna try build up as high as possible. Get a power sting on him there real quick. Throw this. Yes, sir. Now you can see I got half of my fury duration. We just gotta go in. Actually don't like how low my ionic charges are, but I know everything goes smoothly in this fight, so see that 400 range is it's safe-ish, but I want more than 500. Then I start feeling safe. Then I can start throwing those SP2s, gaining my furies, training on as many hits as possible with the power sting from Ant-Man. Get this man down. And you can see we're hitting like a truck right now. There's like no crits there, and there was already 70,000, 20,000. And I guess the force charges, they really do ramp up, especially on this hazard shift node. I love it when they put in Enchantress or any Mystic champion there, specifically, because then I go literally with Counter Barrier, and I go and eat it up. It's free meal right there. But Incinerate and Shocks, and I'm taking 0 damage. Now, usually I also do try to push Serpent over his SP2 so I can do that, obviously, stay close to him. The SP1's a little bit tricky to punish and can catch you off guard from time to time. Same with the SP2, but the SP2 I prefer because you can just run in here. Even though I would have thought that him throwing his hammer forward would have been a hit as well. Like, luckily that's not a hit. Hitting like a truck now with 90, you said 98? 97 force charges, that's crazy. So some of the highest force charges I've seen. And there was the mistake that I made. I forgot that it actually even happened. So yeah, that's why you gotta worry about his power gain, or else you're gonna eat a freaking SP3 to the face. And that SP3 hits real hard. Trust, I've eaten plenty of them in my lifetime with Garden of Furia. I love actually fighting Serpents. I fight him in Battlegrounds, I fight him in War a lot of the time. I don't ban them at all, so yeah, one of my favorite fights, to be honest. So I think we take a break here, because you can see there's quite a few fights, and I wanted to take that Onslaught on, but I wasn't sure, and as you can see here, one of my Alliance buddies came here, and I think he didn't realize what he was getting himself into. But fortunately for us, we've got Counter Furia. We can stop that regen. But yet, I've never fought a Deathless Thanos this chunky before. I don't think I've ever fought a Deathless Thanos. I've always just seen him in YouTube vids, to be honest. So this is my first time ever fighting him. I thought I was gonna die here. So this was just an extra me coming to help an Alliance member to try get to that end node to get my 50 points for the, or our 50 points for the 2025 Accolades event. But at least now we can try and see if we're gonna mitigate this regen. I didn't realize this guy is unstoppable, and I really thought that there was gonna be a roadblock in this fight. I don't like unstoppable, and I'm really thinking of taking my Valkyrie up and awakening her. Just for there's unstoppable everywhere these days, so I'm thinking of taking her up for the grit, just having that extra grit. Now at least here we also are getting our ionic charges. I forget how. Oh, it's when we mitigate the regen, we get a charge. So, yeah, why not take a smack to the face, why don't I? Dude, that unstoppable is relentless, man. And you know what? Shockingly enough, I was so shocked with myself dexing his SP2s. I don't think I've never done that before. I've only seen guys doing it like in the gauntlets and whatnot. So for me to pick it up immediately and be able to dex the actual one that you need to dex was quite cool. I was quite proud of myself over there. This fight, as you can see, I started with a lot less health and we've regened quite a lot. And for some reason, he's hitting like a potato. Even though technically now that I'm thinking about it, hitting someone with a potato it probably would hurt. But he's hitting me and I'm not taking no damage. Wondering why. Because it felt fishy when we were fighting him. I was like, well, why is this guy not hitting hard? But yet, I will mark my words because I know at some point in this fight he hits me real hard. Real hard. And I was like, oh, there's the power. There's the power of Thanos. I see him. I see him now. That SP1's tricky, man. There's just too many different timings with all of these characters these days, you know? Got these characters that have like a million hits in a SP. You got like a character that does 2 hits, but then the timing is like so off. Yeah, this is where he started hitting me hard, and I was like, oh, why? But previously he had more furies, but now he's hitting like a truck. So I got a little bit worried here, but I thought, you know what, I'm at the one shot. I'm at the one shot. Let's get this over and done with. Deathless Thanos can get it. But yeah, that's him down. Easy one shot. Easy because this was my first time fighting him. But yeah, he's down. But yeah, appreciate you guys pulling through and watching the showcase. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a blessed one. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.